podcast. First of all, why don't you give us a subscribe because it keeps us doing what we're doing. And why don't you head over to Facebook, Instagram and Twitter to follow us there if you want to follow even more shit we do.
Welcome to the Halloween special.
So this week, to change it up, for What Is This Shit, we're not doing a song, we are doing a film, a Halloween film suggested to us by Dr. Flake, who should have been here today, but he's not.
Yep, flaked out again.
Flaked out again.
Second time, I think. Yeah,
Dr. Flake.
Yeah.
It is the cult classic, Exorcist 2.
The Heretic.
What do we think?
It had a lot of stiff competition, this film, back in 1997. We had Spy Who Loved Me, Star Wars, Smoking the Bandit, Saturday Night Fever. Some good films come out that year. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. This wasn't one of them.
No.
Unfortunately. Fortunately.
That's in every avenue of filmmaking, it fell down.
Yeah, because it was originally supposed to be a rehash of the first one, where it was supposed to be real, even lower budget than this one was, and it was supposed to be sort of, not Blair Witch style, because I don't think that we're out yet, but sort of go and interview all the characters and get their perspectives, and then use unused footage and different angles that weren't used in the first one to basically rehash it.
That'd have been interesting.
Well,
more interesting than this pile of shit.
Obviously, the cash grab scumbag politics behind that. Somebody must have noticed that and then wrote this monstrosity that we had to endure.
Yeah.
For a bit of context, I haven't seen the first one.
No, I have not seen it in 15 years, and we're not horror fans.
No,
either.
I don't watch horror films at all. But this was shit.
This was shit. We there's really for someone like Richard Burton, because Richard Burton's in it, plays a lead role in it. Terribly, yeah, really badly. And it was very, very stereotypical when they go to, because you go through the initial bit. We'll start from the beginning.
Yeah.
They go with the bit where she's in
therapy in a glass box
with loads of other people in observation hexagons or whatever.
I've never been in therapy, but I'm fairly certain you can't be seen by other people while you're doing it. That's just like someone comes into the middle and looks at all the caged animals or the caged nutcases. It felt like that because it was some sort of nut house for children by the looks of it.
Yeah, and they really did play that up as well. They kept showing like loads of people with different disabilities and stuff like that.
It was horrendous. Like the way some of them were represented were terrible. The little girl who said she had autism but then couldn't speak and then could.
Thanks to Reagan.
Was bizarre.
Yeah. When they sat down, see what I couldn't get is they send Richard Burton in.
Yes.
I couldn't really work out why they sent him to her in the first place.
And I'm pretty sure that he couldn't just intrude on one of the therapy sessions like he did. That wouldn't be allowed.
But whatever, we'll just bring him in.
Because he's a priest.
Because we all know priests are very trustworthy. And then they sit down, they start doing what was it called again?
The synchronizer.
Some
sort of
flashing lights
and flashing lights.
Which makes it super easy to just intercept each other's
you can see each other's thoughts, I think, or dreams or something.
And then the therapist starts going down and down and down and down to a point where she's stuck there.
Yeah,
she's stuck.
Stuck in a scene from the last film where the demon is killing a priest.
Yep. And then the
But
demon,
whilst this is going on, she's being groped quite inappropriately.
I think by both sides of Reagan.
by the demon in the past and Reagan.
Yeah, the
Reagan
one,
in the present, I think.
Yeah, both touching her up.
A lot of groping going on.
And then you find out that she's trying to get to her heart, but it didn't look like that.
No, she definitely weren't trying to get to her heart.
And then she starts fingering the heart.
Yeah.
And then they go to the priest, you've got to go in there. Got to save her. Got to save her. And he's like, yeah, cool.
And then the priest can go into somebody else's memories who's no longer being hypnotised.
Mm-hmm. Which again makes perfect sense.
Watches her being groped for a bit. Watches his mate die in this memory. And then flies to Africa.
Yeah. Well, just before that, the bit that I thought was funny was when the therapist was, like, doing all this.
Fibrillating.
Don't get a fucking doctor.
Oh, no, yeah. You've just got another therapist coming and go, oh, your heart were fibrillating.
Yeah, but you're dying there. Quick, priest, come in and talk her out of a heart attack.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that's how it works, no? Priests can talk people out of heart attacks.
They can do wondrous things.
Apparently so.
So Africa. Goes to Africa.
Yeah, the horrible, dreadful, stereotypical fiberglass Africa that they go to, where there's swarms of locusts that people are shooting at, trying to stab with spears, using an old-style catapult to try and take locusts down.
I mean, to be fair, that's not...
That's probably your best option. Just spin it in front of you like a big fan.
He was getting... You'd think he'd be getting a few of them.
But the guy shooting the rifle at the swarm of locusts, probably pissing in the wind there a little bit.
I imagine so.
Yeah.
But when they were in Africa, I think it was just... Africa, yeah. It did feel like they were trying to bring back the priest from the first one, because I was the priest from the first one.
Right.
But it was almost like, let's bring him in for association. That'll make it...
Yeah, then we can legitimately call it Exorcist 2.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the girl who plays Reagan is in the first one. But
yeah, 2 out of however many characters that are in the first one ain't bad, I suppose.
But then they get there, and it's almost like Ace Ventura.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's like,
they call you the White Devil. When he says the name of the demon, what was the demon called?
The demon was called...
Pazazo?
Bazuzu.
And they all start chanting Bazuzu and chase him out of the village.
Yeah, well, it does seem sort of like a 70s idea of like, what's an African name?
Yeah.
Bazuzu.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's do that.
So horribly stereotypical.
Yeah. And then, what happens then? Then he's having... That was it. When he's there, this is around the time where that Reagan has sort of like freaked out, and she, because that's it, because the bloke was getting stoned by people, and then she started falling off the stage,
doing a weird bouncy tap dance thing.
Yeah, because again, that makes 100% sense. And
she's feeling the stones hitting this totally unassociated guy on the opposite side of the world.
And then when she's laying down in the bed and he is wandering off somewhere, all of a sudden they can communicate.
Yeah.
It's almost
is that the bit where she sort of climbs to the edge of the building?
No, that was earlier on in some sort of trance.
Just
I think.
some bizarre, in some sort of weird pajama type things.
Just so we can see Linda Blair's tits.
Yeah, basically. Because
that was
which was a running theme throughout.
It was a running theme throughout.
She's not a child anymore, apparently.
Every opportunity, let's put her in something where she's in motion and she's got no bra on.
Yes.
That was very much apparent throughout the whole film.
Right at the beginning. Terrible scene, somebody burns to death. Second scene, she's tap dancing with no bra on.
Yeah.
I suppose you've got to keep people interested somehow. And it, the script and the acting weren't doing it.
No, it was very disappointing with that. But then when he gets to Africa, and then he he climbs down that ravine type thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then finds the big locust man at the bottom. I genuinely thought, am I still watching the same film here?
Yeah, because then it sort of turned into The Mummy.
Yeah, it was a bit. Yeah.
It looked like they were inside some sort of pyramid thing, and there's chanting, and he had to do mad challenge, walk across some spikes, which he
didn't.
Because he inexplicably had no shoes on at that point as well. He'd been walking through Africa, and then no shoes on.
He trod once and then fell flat on his face and then woke up.
Yeah, woke up back in America in a lab.
I'm not sure if it was in America. I might have lost consciousness then. But it was an African bloke, wasn't it? So I
but he was speaking very good English. It wasn't as if he'd grown up in, what do they call it, a mud city.
They did,
I think is what they called
mud city, yeah.
That guy ain't grown up in a mud city.
No, fair enough. So yeah, and then we cut further along, and then she disappears. I think she checks herself out of the hospital.
Yeah.
And then the priest comes back. He tries to find her. The aunt goes mad because it's all your fault.
Yeah.
And then they both decide to go. The priest and Reagan try and do some sort of like flashing synchronizer thing again. He gets all weirded out. They try and go back to the house in Washington where all the stuff happened.
In the first one.
While the aunt and the therapist try and make their way there as well. And when they get
car crash outside, I think.
Yeah, when they go through the brick wall, which looks like
bits of polystyrene.
Polystyrene, yeah, went through polystyrene.
Yeah.
And then the aunt somehow sets herself on fire with petrol and
by stepping on a lamp
from a car.
Yeah, a headlight that had come detached from a car, but was somehow inexplicably still lit up, and standing on it because it was made of glass for some reason.
And as we know, car lights are made of flame.
Oh, they are made entirely of flame.
Yep.
Yeah.
If you break a car light, it will catch fire.
Yeah. Then inside the house, Reagan then has a double who was green.
Yeah, that's what she looked like from the first one, yeah. But all of a sudden, we've made a point from the very first one and the whole way through this that Reagan is possessed by this other thing. Bazazu. Yeah, because that, again. And then, for some reason, there's suddenly two of them.
Yeah.
Two physical versions.
And the hideous one is somehow able to immediately seduce a priest.
Yeah, who comically falls into her.
Yeah. On
the bed. And then she says, kill her. He gets up, starts trying to strangle her, and then while this is happening, the whole world seems to be like disintegrating around him.
Yeah, locusts come out of everywhere and eat the house.
the big locust swarm that comes over.
Yeah. And then it ended inexplicably shortly after that. He beat her heart out, beat through somebody's chest and pulled out a heart. I'm assuming it were the demons. And then the film inexplicably ended.
Yeah, and it's sort of, things are sorted now. There's the sunset. Let's walk off into it.
Yeah, because demons can be defeated by pulling their or somebody else's.
You just have to wait for a physical version to appear.
Dreadful. Special effects, dreadful. Scripting, plot, dreadful. Acting, dreadful. Groping of the therapist, dreadful. Fuck it, what do you give it? On IMDb, it had 3.8.
Wouldn't even give it that. Give it a 2.
Yeah, I give it a 2. Yeah. Terrible film.
Thank you, Dr. Flake, for suggesting that to us, but no.
No, thanks.
No.
Our next topic is, it seems to come up in the news every year, this. It's outrage about racist Halloween costumes.
Or inappropriate.
Or
inappropriate. And insensitive.
Yeah, insensitive. The couple of articles that I sent to you were about whether it were okay for kids to go trick-or-treating dressed as Moana or Aladdin or Princess Jasmine or whatever. And they were sort of claiming that it was cultural appropriation to dress as those characters, which were made by an entirely Western culture, I believe, Disney. It's like an American company, yeah?
The article you sent me was a cultural appropriation guide for parents for the kids, so they don't fall
and
into...
adults for one of them. I think that one was for the Latin community.
Did you see the actual definition is
of cultural appropriation? Do you want to enlighten us?
Taking elements of someone else's culture without permission. Now, the without permission there is the worrying thing, because does that mean every single time I make a curry that I'm culturally appropriating that culture?
Every time I have fajitas, do I have to go and ask Mexican Bob if I can?
You mean you don't get permission before you make fajitas?
Unfortunately not. I'm just a massive appropriationator.
Yeah. No, it always makes me laugh, and I almost look forward to seeing the latest every single year. There's always
every year
something.
There's something. It's usually a film that's come out that year, or
I made a note of a couple of noticeable ones of note the last few years.
All right.
2013, Asda were criticised, the pieces of shit, for having a mental patient fancy dress costume.
Well, that's always been a thing. A straitjacket and mask sort of combo. The Hannibal Lecter, that's been an Halloween outfit since Hannibal Rising or Red Dragon or whatever it's called. Years and 20 years, 30 years.
So but it's irritating. There's always some soft ass.
There's no mental patient in a straitjacket complaining about kids dressing up as a mental patient in a straitjacket. Is there? Let's be serious. That's not happening. That's not an issue.
It's fucking stupid. There's another one on here, Walmart, so from the same family.
Asda.
2015, they had a child Israeli soldier.
Right, that one could be a bit much. It's the inclusion of the word Israeli Just have child. Actually, no, yeah,
child soldier.
That's a whole.
Do you not remember Coney 2012? Do you not remember that?
No, neither does anybody else.
No. Another one, which was wonderful.
Go on.
In 2017, I can't remember. I couldn't work it out where it was from because it just said it was like online retailers, but there was an Anne Frank costume.
Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always a good one, I suppose.
And the one that really got me, and which really shows how snowflakey people are, and looking for a reason to get outraged. In 2017, again, I'm not too sure of the actual supermarket. It's probably Asda again. They did a burnt zombie. Burnt zombie, yeah. Just like a sort of ragged clothes and a bit of like a mask that's got burnt on it. So that is absolutely disgusting. Grenfell Tower.
Oh, fuck off.
How's that got anything to do?
It's not. It's people looking for controversy. My brother once bought a Jimmy Savile outfit. Complete with shell suit, wig, and giant cigar.
Was this pre
post operation Utri? Yeah. After that, I don't know whether it was sold as Jimmy Savile or Nonce costume. It could have been either. I'm not sure. But nobody complained about that. But that were an adult costume. If it were for a child, is that, or is it worse if it's an adult dressing as a nonce? I don't really know.
Depends where he's going.
Yeah. One of the costumes on one of these articles was a Mexican person costume.
Right.
Quite stereotypical. A poncho and a sombrero. Yeah. The slogan for it was "Salsa your way into Halloween."
Right.
Which I quite liked. But, yeah, it's stereotypical.
Mm-hmm.
If I went to Mexico...
You'd expect to see that?
Not only would I expect to see that, but I would imagine that every single tourist shop selling the same tat that's sold world over would have ponchos and sombreros.
Yeah.
I've been brought a sombrero back from Mexico.
Yeah, obviously.
It's
in the same way when
people
go to London, they bring back like a black, red bus or something.
Of course
or a black
they do,
cab
even though you don't see them anymore.
No, not as much.
A little red phone box that says London on it. They don't have them. But it's... I sort of get it. You see, you're pulling your face here. What's the difference between that and blackface? That's the issue.
Yeah, but
what's the difference between that and some sort of stereotypical Chinese little rice farmer outfit?
But it's all context, though, isn't it? It's all and things intent. Yeah, because I don't. Is it
context? If you had a child and they said, "Dad, I want to go to a Halloween party." No worries, kid. What you want to dress as? Will Smith out of Men in Black. And they wanted to blackface up. How's that any different from dressing up as a Mexican with a big mustache and a sombrero and a poncho? I'm not advocating for these articles because I think it's fucking stupid.
Did you write this article?
There's got to be lines though. That's what I'm saying. It's if your kid wanted to dress at Aladdin and you're like, yeah, we'll get you an Aladdin outfit and a bottle of fake tan.
I know.
That's totally different, innit?
I know what you mean. I just there's a lot of people jump down stuff. Like one of the things that got me like, oh fuck's sake, when they said like you can't dress as Aladdin, you can't dress as Jasmine, you can't dress as that Mulan, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, Moana. Two totally different.
And you can't dress as Black Panther.
Again, a Black Panther outfit that is Black Panther suited up with the mask and the full bodysuit, whatever it is, absolutely fine. If your kid wanted to go in the bodysuit, no mask and blackface, it's a totally different outfit. No?
Yeah, no, I get it. I don't think there's a lot of people that jump down this like, oh, that's just you can't do that. That's taking their culture. Is it because like the people that are talking that are getting upset, they haven't got a culture worth appropriating?
It's the same sort of people who are replacing a personality with a gender that we talked about last week. They don't have their own personality. They don't have an identity. Yeah. And they don't have the balls to pretend to be a two-spirit penguin.
No. Or the platform. Or the arrogance. Fucking APs.
they're using this bollocks. Appropriation. If everybody comes from the same place at the end of the day.
I know. Well, I think it makes people not want to kind of experience other cultures in a way that
and it stops people wanting to. We're all supposed to want a multicultural, unified society.
But all you're doing
is... But if you're telling white people that they can't wear a sombrero...
I know.
Then...
But again, this is where it goes back to sort of
you're segregating each individual society.
I kind of get the Anne Frank costume, right? I do get that, because that is...
It's a bit... Yeah, if you had Holocaust survivor...
Which I think it was marketed as.
And you had a transferable tattoo of some numbers and...
Yeah.
And something like that. You can't... You know, it's insensitive.
That is to an extent,
but dressing up as Aladdin or a random Mexican stereotype.
Yeah.
Stop being snowflakes.
Stop being snowflakes. And...
Don't let your kids do blackface.
So a news story that you sent me today, which was Halloween related,
yes,
was the British Red Cross put up a little display in their window, which, can I just say, I thought was fucking brilliant.
It was amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was described as tasteless. So what the display was they call them willow tree figurines.
Yes.
And they look like they're carved out of wood, but they're made of some sort of ceramic. And this one was a little model. They're about 10, 12 inches tall, of a mother holding a baby. Really nice. Really nice. At some point along the line, this figurine had broken. I don't know whether it were intentional or it had been donated, broken, or whatever. It was a charity shop. It had broken because the head of the baby had come off.
So what do you do with something like that? Do you chuck it away, or do you use it in your window?
No, you use it in your Halloween window display.
Exactly.
So what they did was add some red paint to where the baby's head should have been, and a couple of drips dribbling down to make it look like the mother was holding a beheaded child. I thought it was great. That's what Halloween's all about.
Yeah, no one looks at it in a sort of a, oh, they're making a statement there.
No, because they're not.
No, of course they're not. They're just just
we've got
nothing
this
about
bit
horror.
of tat, it's going to go in the bin, or we can make use of it and try and advertise our shop.
Exactly.
Because these people are volunteers at the end of the day. It's a charity shop. You don't get paid to work in a charity shop. They won't have been paid for the red paint. Somebody will have brought that in.
Fake blood and stuff, yeah.
But they were made to take the display down and apologise publicly on Facebook.
Yeah. Now, what bothered me, I went back and found the person on Twitter that had initially
raised issue
and said tasteless, disgusting, insensitive. and I read through the comments, and I saw that that the British Red Cross had eventually responded to it and said, "We're so sorry. We're sorry. We've told them to take it down. We're sorry. We didn't mean any offence." And I commented on it, and I said, "Don't fucking apologise.
No.
Like, just because of one fucking person turning around and going, this is disgusting." And you know that fucking thick cunt. I'm not going to name him, but he's a thick cunt. To turn around and go, take a picture of it and then just tweet it. Not go in and go, like, if he was that offended, because some people will be offended, but to go in and go, listen, do you think that's a bit too much?
Yeah, it might be
I'm
a
going
bit
to take
much.
a picture.
Maybe don't put it in the window. Maybe have it on the counter. And
yeah, but take a picture. I'm going to take a picture and then run off and then post it. And then, of course, when you read back through the comments, all of the messages that are coming through are from local papers and all this kind of stuff going, can we send these pictures? And he's like, yes, of course, take these pictures. And then he's going on and on. And then he's going, can I just say, this is, I do appreciate the work that the British Red Cross do. It's usually quite good. I thought, do you know what? Go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
go fuck yourself,
these
you
will
piece
be little
of shit.
old dears. They're trying to get involved with something they've
with
no
not
interest
much
in.
to work with.
No money to work with, no nothing. And people are pissing on them at the end of the day. It's a fucking charity shop. If it were another sort of shop, if it was the tattooist next door or the barbers just down the road that had done exactly the same,
bat an eyelid.
Nobody would give a single solitary shit.
But they only say that. They come out and say it because of who it is.
Yeah.
They want to turn around and look like they're right. You know, because they know that because you said if you went into say it was at I don't know, somewhere that was
just your corner shop,
or maybe somewhere that did like trade goods or whatever.
Yeah, screw fix. If they had that on the counter,
and if you turn around and took a picture there, they know that someone's going to maybe turn around and go, "Oh, fuck off." Yeah. But they don't. They pick on a charity, and then go, "You've done this wrong. You're horrible."
Yeah,
and they go, "Sorry," and oh yes, thank you.
Just
yes, I'm right. I'm right.
Wankers.
Yeah,
oining volunteers at the end of the day.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it was funny.
Yeah, it was funny. It's it's not child friendly, but it doesn't have to be.
No, you don't. But even as a kid, I wouldn't have looked at that and gone...
I'd have probably laughed as a child at that.
Exactly,
I'd have found it great. I'd have found it really funny.
Who gets...
Somebody would have probably wanted to buy that. That would have taken a broken bit of shit that they would have thrown in the bin and some...
I think it's an ingenious way of using something that's broken in a window with very little to work
with.
And they go off and do that, and I think it's great. And to have this shithead to start all this stuff off, what's he
getting from it?
Yeah,
other
nothing.
Than looking like a twat in the local papers.
It went all over the place.
Yeah,
he had loads of different things messaging it, loads of different.
It must
papers.
have been a very slow news day.
Perhaps, but then I reckon they do trawl through stuff to try and find
the
Halloween
slightest bit of controversy to do
because there always is. There always is something. There's always something that comes out.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, British Red Cross, you did fucking well putting that up, and you should not have apologised. You shouldn't have apologized. You shouldn't have
Definitely
caved.
Not.
Shouldn't
Definitely
have caved.
Not.
Shouldn't have apologised.
No, you should have stood by your staff and said it's funny.
Yeah, because all you've done now is make the staff in that shop feel like
they can't
idiots.
do anything.
Yeah.
And you've made this twat that's took the picture feel justified.
Yeah, not justified. You're a cunt.
A knob. So, I believe just for a change, you've got a little bit of a rant for us.
I don't normally rant. I don't like Halloween. I always see it as I don't like Halloween. I always see it as like the last stumbling block before you get to Christmas because I fucking love Christmas. If that hasn't become apparent.
You do look very festive currently.
Well, you've got to make an effort. You've got to make an effort for Carol and whoever else,
Our loyal, devoted viewers.
Exactly, all four of them.
yeah.
But
so your view on Halloween, you don't like it.
I think it's a very Americanized thing that I always think that we, in the same way when I say that we do gangster type music stuff, that we do it just a bit naff. It always feels a bit naff. I mean, the Americans do it and they do it. They're over the top and they do it, and it's kind of they make a thing of it. Over here, we do this really sort of pale imitation of Do you know, they go to town on it.
Yeah, they do. They're treated as just another. I think they just like decorating the houses.
Yeah, but it's a thing. They do go mad over it.
Yeah.
We just kind of. When you go into like shops and it's like, hey, spooky stuff, and you're like, oh, just get it over with.
We actually bought some chocolate brownie bites yesterday from one of the local supermarkets that was in an orange bag and said spooky chocolate brownie bites on them.
What was spooky about them?
Absolutely fuck all. They were the same chocolate brownie bites that we bought in the past, but in an orange bag with the word spooky on it. Why? Just why?
The annoying thing is, like, it gets some people enjoy Halloween more than they enjoy Christmas.
Goths,
morons. At Christmas, you've got actual Christmas themed food, which is great. There's some great.
What about spooky chocolate brownie bites for Halloween? I'm sure at Christmas they'll be in a red bag and it'll say festive chocolate brownie bites.
They'll be dusted. They'll be dusted white.
They could have a little bit of icing sugar on the top.
Yeah, but that's making an effort.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that I can think of which I do enjoy is a scream egg.
Are they any different? Oh, they've got green bits.
They're green,
inside them?
but they're pretty much the same thing.
I've not seen them this
It's just
year.
a way for Cadbury to go, like, we've kind of shot ourselves in the foot with this cream egg thing.
All the cream eggs have gone mouldy this year.
No. We can only sell them in Easter.
But people love them. They'll buy them year round.
Halloween. We can stick it in Halloween. That gives us enough time. They're all right, but then again, I don't really get them that much because I fucking hate Halloween.
We used to get shit like that when we were kids, like green ketchup, spooky ketchup, but it'd be dyed neon green.
Yeah,
and it were really off-putting.
Yeah.
Like, tasted identical by a little bit of food colour taste.
The
we
first
won't
time,
eat it as kids.
The first time the first and only time I've ever had that is at Simon's house when we were kids, and he went and got. We were having like burgers and chips at his house, and then his mum brings up the food with some ketchup, and they just got the green one,
and it looks fucking vile.
Like, this is weird. This is not natural. So what you say about it's spooky? It's just like at least the build up to Halloween isn't as long.
It's brief and it's done.
It's done
as soon as it's finished.
Because at the moment, I mean, there was Christmas stuff out already, but once this is over,
1st of November, Christmas stuff will be in all the shops,
and you start seeing the bits that come out, like the
snow bites.
Snow bites. I was just about to say snow bites.
I fucking love snow bites. That's the best thing about Christmas.
You can get them already.
Can you?
Yeah, you can get them already.
Spooky ones.
Spooky. I don't know, they'd be like red velvety ones, I imagine.
Could be, yeah.
That's a nice one. Red velvet cake. You can get away with that.
Yeah.
But I think we just do it a bit naff, and I mean, we're not horror fans either, so...
No, so it's not like at Christmas I'll sit and watch Home Alone.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit and watch...
Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus or The Exorcist 2, The Heretic.
Why? It's a great
next
film.
Week. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, it is just a bit naff. It really is naff. And that trick-or-treaters, I always turn the lights off at the front of the house.
Oh, you're one of them miserable cunts.
Yeah.
Sat here with 3 pumpkins on the table.
To be fair, I didn't pay for these. I got these from work because of my my arsehole.
You are an arsehole.
Yeah. My arsehole pumpkin, which didn't win. No.
Strange, that.
But it was a contender.
Yeah, so do you have a lot of trick-or-treaters here?
I don't know. I'm in the other room. I can't hear him.
Fucking hell. We don't really get any at our house. I'm not sure why, but when we were kids, we did go trick-or-treating, but I don't want to say we live in sort of a type of commune, but all the family live pretty local.
So much so that areas around where you live are named after your family, regardless of what you say.
Potentially. So we would go trick-or-treating, but we would only go to family members. When you're not going to people that you know are family members, you're just begging.
Yeah, it's weird. And you always get shit. You always get shit because people buy stuff in bulk. Like crappy
shit
stuff.
Sweets in tiny bags of shit sweets. Or if you go a bit earlier than Halloween, cash. Which was one year there was a spate of kids that were too old to be trick-or-treating, teenagers, going round with a mask on, half-assed attempt, a week before and a week after Halloween, just trying to get cash. But they'd go every night before and every night after.
Right.
And to the same houses.
I never got money.
No.
I'm from down south, not as friendly down there.
No, I wouldn't want to go knocking on doors down in Dartford. No, they're not as friendly as us northerners.
I wouldn't either. The thought of... I remember... I always sticks in my head getting these god-awful banana things that someone had obviously got. You know, like when there's you knock on old people's doors and they've got the decent the treats, but they've got some shit they've been stuck in.
They've got nice biscuits and shit sweets.
You're getting the shit sweets.
Yeah.
And you always got to be wary when you were a kid of someone just putting their hand into your bag and dropping it.
What, to pull something good out?
No. You can't see them putting what they're putting in.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
Well, like when people get like a charity tin box. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. 2p straight in the bottom. Fall straight through
Shake
the gap.
it up.
Sounds like a £2.
If you shake it enough.
So in conclusion, Halloween is shit.
Halloween is shit. So
I'd much rather celebrate the witch burnings and have another bonfire night.
Something a bit more traditionally British.
Yeah, a lot of cans and a lot of fireworks.
And burning Nicolas Cage in a massive wicker man.
Yeah.
I'm up for that.
Right, time for this week's beers. Yeah, we're going to start with a Hobgoblin Gold.
Because we are Halloween themed this week.
Yeah, we tried to find
something vaguely Halloween.
It says whore on the lid.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know why. So yeah, vaguely Halloween themed beers. It's Hobgoblin Gold, Witchwood Brewery. It's a solid gold legend, it says. So,
Now, I am looking forward to having... I mean, Hobgoblin is a...
Yeah, they're generally a nice beer. I like the Ruby Red that they do. They're generally pretty good.
I'm already excited by the smell.
Yeah, I've got a lot more in mind than you.
Smells fairly normal.
You can finish that.
Cheers.
That is good.
Especially
because we've just been saying as well, we've refrigerated these and the glasses, which we occasionally forget to do.
I think it's a good shout to do.
Any favours.
Yeah.
Just saying, we drink that many shit beers from Beer 52 and other various suppliers on this podcast that we've sort of started dreading drinking beers because we just assume every one of them's going to be shit. Fucking terrible. But when you get a nice one like that, it is.
And you could drink pints of that, as you say.
Loads of pints of that. Bottle after bottle of that I'd drink. It's a hop kick riot of rascally refreshment.
That's really nice. That's really nice cold. Good. Particularly cold.
Yeah, I would highly recommend the Hobgoblin Gold, which has the same characterful beer but a new legendary look. Apparently.
It drew me in when I bought it.
Yeah.
I saw it on a side stand. There was another one there. I think there was a darker ale, I think.
They do quite a few. But this is more like a lager than an ale, I'd say. It just says beer.
Is it because it's colder?
And it's not fruity. Ales are a bit fruity, aren't they?
Depends what you get. I do like a pale ale, so...
Yeah.
So what would you give that?
That's up there with one of the best. I'd give it a good 8, probably.
8.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, 8.5. Why not?
8.5.
That's our best beer ever.
Is it?
Right, great start to the beers this week, which doesn't often happen.
No.
So, we've fared well with Brewdog in the past.
We have. We're a fan of Brewdog.
We've gone for their Halloween beer, the Zombie Cake, which is a praline chocolate porter.
Mm-hmm. I'm worried.
That's the bit that we've not had good fortune with.
We've really
chocolate and the porters.
Have we enjoyed any porters?
No, I don't think we have. There was a stout that we quite liked one week, but no. This one says, dark forces are at work with this devilishly good praline porter.
See, I don't like praline anyway.
Toffee and chocolate united.
You know when you get like a chocolate selection and you go, oh.
Even worse, it says with notes of vanilla, mellow coffee, and a subtle nuttiness. And a bittersweet cliffhanger finale. Zombie Cake, grab a slice.
Ooh, that's enough.
That's it again. There you go. No, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking horrible.
Those
chocolate and porter, chocolate does not deserve an alcoholic beverage.
The bit that's lingering is very bitter.
Yeah, burnt chocolate again.
Yeah.
Every time we've had a chocolate flavour, it's been burnt. And burnt chocolate ain't good.
No. I'm sorry, Brewdog, but...
Yeah. I mean, we drink out of your glasses, so I'm very disappointed, Brewdog. Which we actually paid for. We didn't even steal these Brewdog glasses. 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, for our third and final beer, after that horrible, horrible monstrosity, we've got Iron Maiden's beer.
Monstrosity, I like that.
Yeah. It's called Trooper. This is the Day of the Dead edition, which I'm pretty sure is just a fancy label that they put on it. I've got high hopes for this one. It's apparently sold over 15 million pints worldwide, this beer. I've never had it.
No, I wasn't aware they did beers.
Yeah, The Trooper. Named after one of the songs, I believe. The Trooper.
That is darker than I thought it would be.
It's a very dark beer, this one. But I am hopeful.
We should get to a stage where we can do our own beer.
That's easily achievable. I've done that.
Have you? No, but I mean like bottle it. I mean proper Steve Austin, and we
if you can design the label, like I've got the stuff to bottle it. Put proper caps on.
Oh, you do as well? Didn't you make something a couple of years ago that was lethal?
Some 14% cider I made at one point.
I remember that.
That was pretty nice.
And you had
to mix it with lemonade to drink it, but it was nice.
Sort of like a cider spirit.
Yeah, sort of, yeah. Cider / wine. It was nice. But it's doable. We could do our own beer. Something to consider. Wait for our website with links to our merch and beer, potentially in the future.
Merch and beer.
Yeah. Cheers. It's nice. It's mild.
It is very mild. I think it's only 4.7.
Yeah, 4.7. But then the Brewdog one that we liked were only 4.5. Hobgoblin, sorry. Brewdog one was terrible. And that one was 5%.
When I was getting the zombie cake, I did have to go past Mr. President, and I was a bit.
You're not tempted.
I was tempted.
9%. I've not much to say about this beer. It's nice. There's not much character to it, I don't think. It's very much like a dark Foster's.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. But not in a bad way.
No, not in a bad way. It's just a generic beer.
Fairly generic.
Yeah, probably give it a 7.
I give it a 7.
Yeah.
Give it a 7.
It's not exceptional. It's not terrible. It's decent.
That's right.
Thanks for listening. We're going to wrap it up here this week. I'd like to thank Sadie for doing my makeup. You can find her on Instagram at makeupbysadie_x. We'll put a link in the description. She's available at very reasonable rates.
I'd like to thank my wife for doing mine. Because I wasn't going to be able to do mine.
No, I was surprised when you said you'd be doing your own.
Yeah, bollocks.
And it was a lie.
Yeah, my wife did it and did a very good job. I think she did a very good job. So, yes, thank you for watching the Halloween special. And we won't be around next week because Jack is on holiday.
Yes, it's only my second or third, I think, this year. We'll see.
Right.
We'll see.
So we'll see you the week after.
Next Tuesday.